starting for Indiana State University. At forward, a 6'8" junior from Rushville, Indiana, number 40, Brad Miley. At forward, a 6'7.5" junior from East St. Louis, Illinois, number 42, Alex Gilbert. At guard, a 6'2" junior from Chicago, number 22, Carl Nix. At guard, a 6'2" sophomore from Wausau, Indiana, number 23, Steve Reed. And at center, a 6'9" senior from French Lick, Indiana, number 33, Larry Bird. Marty Burdette standing between Joe Cooper, and we are underway. Number 23 is Steve Reed. His job is to get the ball to Bird. He does it. Here goes Bird immediately in the lane, over his head to Gilbert, an assist for Bird, basket for Gilbert. Off for Gibson. Good little active player at 5'10", swishes it, and Tulsa takes a 4-2 lead.
Well, they went to 4 passes that time, I think, and ended up with a hoop. I think that's going to be the mark of how much defense they're going to try and make Indiana State play. You can count the passes.
Miley comes up high. Bird in the corner, takes his second shot. Nothing but net. Bird 1 for 2 and an assist.
He's got great range. He's a very, very fine outside shooter. And you saw him put it on the floor the first play of the game.
Bird at the foul line. What makes him so deadly is teams watch him and he can pass the eyes out of the ball and call underneath. Goes against Keys.
Indiana State has showed great patience themselves, and they're going to try and test the man-to-man defense of Tulsa. And Bird has been open a few times underneath the basket, just like there.
There he is. Give the assist to Carl Nix. Larry Bird, 4 points. Only man in America averaging more than 30 in every game.
Little zone press action now. They solve it very easily, I thought.
Well, not really. Couldn't control it. Here comes McDowell. Look at the effort by Tulsa on the offensive board. Little elbows. Uh-oh. Mel Daniels, the assistant coach who used to play for New Mexico, came running out on the floor as elbows were flying underneath, and they nearly mixed it up.
I wouldn't want to mess with him.
Uh-oh. And the coach of Tulsa, Jim King, gave Mel Daniels a shove. Oh, man, no place for that, Tommy. What's that, a Woody Hayes' playbook? The coach of Tulsa gave a shove to the assistant coach of Indiana State. I can't believe it.
Well, I don't know. You know, Mel Daniels may be a little bit still in professional basketball. He was a great player with the Pacers. And, you know, when a fight starts, the pro players get off the bench to try and help out. But I don't think these college players really wanted to hurt each other. And Jim King got off the bench also to try and protect some of his guys. He didn't like Mel Daniels getting off the bench.
Officials call a timeout to cool things off. All of the Tulsa players had to restrain Jim King. A bizarre scene here. We will see it all develop here for you.
Well, here's the press. They try and solve it. Long pass. It almost works, but he can't hold on to it. They steal it. Off on the fast break. Had a perfect opportunity to pass off. Had 2 men open. The shot is no good. They go up over the top. Little mealy underneath. And one player steps away from another, wraps around him, and that's what happens in the game of basketball. And all of a sudden, tempers flare.
Keys and Staley, right at the end of that play, the assistant coach for New Mexico, or the former player for New Mexico, Mel Daniels, the assistant coach of Indiana State, came running on the floor. Jim King, the coach of Tulsa, came running down the sideline to get Daniels off the floor and gave him a shove. And even now as we speak, King is motioning for Daniels to come on over. I'll tell you, I think that is really some immaturity shown by a guy who's a coach of a basketball team.
Well, I think Jim King is trying to fire up his ball club, too. They're in hostile territory. He's trying to show that he's a fighter for his ball club.
I think he was watching Woody Hayes game films over the weekend.
Oh, he didn't hit a player. He hit a coach.
Larry Bird on the turnaround.
Oh, what a shot that was. The defensive man really had a good position on him, and he just leaned around him and shot that jump shot.
Brad Miley already going for his 8th point. The average is 4 a game. And look at Bird. Lefty. And he draws the foul.
Well, he came from the opposite side of the foul lane to grab that rebound. And that's rebounding at its best, when a ball player can do that. He's got a nose for the ball, and once he gets it, he knows what to do with it.
He will be our special halftime guest, among others. Foul one against Jeff Kovac. Marcus Peel comes on for the first time, replacing Kovac. Larry Bird is averaging in his career over 31 a game, and if he finishes at that mark, would put him 12th all-time, ahead of such guys as Elgin Baylor and Elvin Hayes. Number 1 all-time collegiate scorer, Pete Maravich, over 44 points per game in his career at LSU.
Just so that they won't lose their aggressiveness.
You can see why Nick's average is 20. He has quietly scored 9. Oh, blocked by Larry Bird. What a play as the pass came length of the court to Cantrell. Standing ovation here at Indiana State. The block shot by Larry Bird.
Oh, add that to his tricks. Defense.
14th block shot of the year. They keep every stat imaginable, and he leads in just about every category for his team. Cantrell traveled as he tried to move inside.
You see, once they get the Indiana State defense set up, they're having all kinds of trouble. They're not successfully attacking that setup defense, and they're beating it on the up quick.
See if we can take a look here, Tommy.
Here's the shot. He was all alone. He thought he had 2, and Bird just nicely took it away from him.
Came from nowhere, and a standing ovation for a blocked shot. Here goes Bird baseline. Double team. Passes off. Heaton. That'll be goaltending. You see how dangerous Bird is. Double team. Finds the open man. Goaltending. Give a basket to Heaton. Slowly, Indiana State crawls up the floor. They lead by 9 again. 6 minutes to go till halftime. This is Bob Heaton. Technical foul will be called against the Tulsa bench, Jim King. King was not called for a tee when he pushed the assistant coach. Now he's being talked to by referee Marty Burdett.
You know what they're saying? What'd you get for Christmas? Was it good? Did you have a nice holiday?
Got a pair of boxing gloves, punching bag. Coach Bill Hodges looks a little bit like Larry Bird, doesn't he? The coach for Indiana State. Technical fouls on the coach in collegiate ball are worth 2 shots. Bird converts both of them.
Well, that was a costly little fit of temper by Jim King.
King played for Tulsa, was the leading scorer in the conference back in the 60s, played 10 years in the NBA. I played against him. Did he learn his tricks from you, Tommy?
Well, he was a guard.
Oh, all right. Indiana, Bird from way downtown. Gibson, long pass when he was double teamed. The double team in the backcourt paid off as Gibson threw it away.
Well, they're getting a little wild against that press defense. I thought it would work to the advantage of Tulsa, but now they've tightened it.
Bird again. Bird putting on the show now. 18 points for him. Indiana State leading by 13. Cooper went for the dunk. Offensive foul on Joe Cooper.
Tulsa has got to make something happen against this very aggressive Indiana State defense. They did not solve it. They fell behind, and it's going to get nothing but more aggressive as the game progresses.
Here's Bird looking for 19 points. He's got it, and he's fouled.
That was a pro move right there. He took the contact. He had the lane, went right up, felt the body banging him, and going to turn it into a three-point play. As good a free throw shooter as he is.
He was right on his 33.3 average with 17 in the first half. Number 1 in the nation in scoring. 20 points for Larry Bird. If you're interested in what his high is, it was 48 against Butler, his personal and school record high. Keys pops free, runs into Miley, bounces off him, misses the shot. Cooper tips it outside. Sims is open. He's been deathly quiet in this game and misses another one. Sims is their leading scorer, but can't get on track tonight. That's just two. Pass ahead for Heat. Oh, what a play.
Beautiful play. Heads up all the way. He knows when to get rid of it. And he dropped it right in his lap for an easy 2 points.
I'll tell you, Bird has to make his teammates 6 to 8 points better every night of the week. Indiana State ball. They lead by 17. 15 and a half minutes to go. Bird, they clear out for him. One-on-one, Larry Bird. Faking, shooting, missing. Bird falls to the floor, and the foul is called.
I'll tell you, he even knows how to flop gracefully. He hit the deck very nicely.
Well, when you're a Bird, you're supposed to be a good flopper, right?
He landed.
4 fouls for Lester Johnson now.
Johnson is perhaps the best bet to try and do something defensively against Bird. He's aggressive. He can overplay.
But he's got 4 fouls on him. Well, foul came after the shot. Here's Bird. There's 2.
Great inbound pass. A little confusion on the switch action on the pick underneath the basket that freed Bird for that easy one, but the out-of-bounds man picked him up very nicely with the pass.
Here comes Stevenson in the lane. And we'll have a jump ball. A lot of bodies hitting the deck.
You know, let's take a look at this on the replay. He kind of lost control of the ball. Ended up having to put it behind his back and was all over. Bodies fly. And we'll have a jump ball.
Stevenson and Gilbert. Gilbert wins it. Here's the foot race ahead for Reed.
I dare say there aren't 3 ball players in the country that could have made that pass.
Peel's jumper outside. Bird comes down with it. Behind the back dribble. Look at the big guy dribble. Look right, pass left. Here it comes to Gilbert. What a play.
And that man is 6'9", grabs the rebound, puts it behind his back, heads up all the way, looks right, passes left. Easy 2 points.
Tulsa with the ball. They are trailing by 19, 84-65. 6.5 minutes to go now from Terre Haute.
You know, it's awfully difficult for a big guy, 6'11", to stand outside and try to make passes. It's not their normal situation, and that's what makes Bird so unusual. You see a guy like Cooper outside doesn't quite know what to do with the ball, and
Bird took the rebound and fouled.
Here's the rebound. They're up for the action. Perfect position. Goes up. Try to make the outlet pass. You see how he had his head turned up the court as soon as he hit the floor. Ready to make a pass.
Lester Johnson's 5th foul, so he and Steve McDowell have already fouled out. 3 other Tulsa players in trouble as Bird goes to the line where he shoots 89%. Great night for his little teammate Carl Nix. Nix, 22, the junior guard from Chicago with 23 points. Bird now ties him. Looking for point number 24 with 6 minutes and 13 seconds to go. A rare miss from the line for Bird. Staley over in the corner. Looks for Gilbert. In the lane, goes up over Sublette. Battle. Look at Bird battle. Takes it down, goes up, battles again, takes it, fakes, shoots, and gets fouled. That's some heavy-duty work underneath from Mr. Bird.
Well, he had everybody flying. You'll see what a good rebounder does on the offensive board. He saw the big man there, gets him up in the air, almost got a 3-point play out of it. He
had more guys on the air than on the ground.
That's right. That's right. He knows what to do. You know, an interesting point, when you play with a ball player such as Larry Bird, one of the things that the coaches are concerned about is the fact that a guy like him gets so much publicity, and he really hasn't, because he's only been on, I think this is the first time he's ever been on any kind of a TV network, and you're seeing him for the first time. Most of the people in the country haven't seen how good he is. The people around here in Indiana, they keep questioning us about how good he really is Larry Bird, and all you can say after seeing him, he's great. But the other players have to live with Larry Bird. But you can see that he's such a team player.
Easy to live with.
He's easy to live with.
Better touch from Bird. If he makes this, he'll have 25. We're happy to have him on Home Box Office, and we're happy that he consented to that interview. Does not grant many TV interviews, refuses to talk to the written press because he says that they misquote him. 4:13 to go, a 15-point lead. Tulsa still scrapping. Here goes Staley. Bird tries to follow. Bird gets it back. Bird fakes. Bird shoots. Bird scores. 27 points for Larry Bird.
And he shot that one lefty. He had the man up in the air, and he knew he couldn't get it off righty, and he put it up lefty. Well, that's a shame that, I shouldn't say it's a shame.
Another rebound for Bird.
I'm very, very happy that Home Box Office has really had the first opportunity to present this kid and his skills.
Here he goes to work. Bird pass off in traffic, and it rolls off. Miley follows it in.